the bat, because people don't know, you really did break Francis Ngannou's punch record.
Yeah, so I don't know what the confusion is. You know, I didn't want to.
A lot of people they doubt it just because he's so big.
So I'm gonna post it.
Well, we just sent it to Jamie. We sent one where you went to 170.
Yeah,
so
let's see 170. So you got Eddie Hall.
Yeah. So he got 113, and Francis had gotten 129.
We're trying to break Ngannou's record right now.
I had already hit 4 times.
170.
Now, the only thing so this is the thing that people don't understand, though, is it's the same machine. I think everybody thought it was like one of those punching bags that are down at the boardwalk.
Right.
And, you know, it's aggravating because I pride myself in my power. I want to hurt you. You know what I mean? Like, that's my intention. I'm trying to, I mean, we all throw with power, right? But
yeah.
I feel like I have a little different intention sometimes. So, you know, I've always prided myself in hitting hard. I've always felt like I hit harder than everybody. Now, sure, I'm sure Francis's punch feels different than mine, but I got speed, I got power, and I walk at like 220 when I'm at a camp. So I'm not a small guy. You know what I mean? I'm 6'2", 220 when I'm hitting that. And even then, I was probably light because I was injured. So I was probably about 212, 214 when I hit that. And just to put it up, I'm going to post it whenever I get back home. And I'm going to post a video, and I'm going to post the picture also of me hitting higher than that at 181. I only have the picture, but Tuco, who's Brendan Allen's coach, was there.
I think someone has kicked it up to like 187. I think that's the newest high kick, which is crazy.
Kick, yeah.
Yeah, that your punch is that close to a kick.
Yeah.
That's pretty nuts.
Now, again, it's a standstill object, right?
Yeah.
I can smash that thing.
Right.
But I've been...
There's Aljo and Wonderboy kicking it. There's someone just did 189.
Lorenz Larkin. That's Lorenz Larkin. Yeah, I think he's got the record now. Lorenz, who used to fight in the UFC, now I guess he's with the PFL now, right? Because
I thought he was Bellator. Oh yeah,
well, Bellator is the PFL now. Yeah, but Lorenz got 189. Oh Jesus, he got 235. Wow. Lorenz can fucking kick hard.
Yeah.
That's a super underrated dude. I always go to his fight with Neil Magny. Go watch that fight. Jesus,
I would love to
that
see Diego Lima.
Strike. Oh yeah, he's another one. Yeah.
Jose.
There's probably quite a few guys that can kick like that, but Lorenz, like if you watch him, that technique is just perfect. He's perfect. The way he switches his hips, the way he turns his body into it is just maximizing it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, I mean, some people, it's weird, you know, for me because a lot of people think I have natural power, and I get annoyed with it because I've never had anything natural in my life. You know, everything was difficult. Learning jiu-jitsu, learning how to box, you know, everything was hard for me to learn. So I have a bitter chip on my shoulder when people are like trying to discredit it with natural power.
Well,
I don't know.
There is a thing though, where there's like, you could unlock horsepower in a human being, but you only have so much when it comes to power. There's certain people, and I think we've all seen them. They just don't hit hard for whatever reason, and they look big. They can look strong, and then there's certain guys that for whatever reason they fucking hit crazy hard, and they're not that big. And a lot of it is efficiency and fluidity and the technique and the leverage, and that's all learned, right? But there's like a certain thing to like bone structure and just natural power.
My bones got to be trash, Joe, because I'm fucking having 2 surgeries and
I just
being
think
beat
it's
up.
the amount of power that you generate. I mean, that's probably a lot of it too.
It's probably a corny thing to say, but I was told that I almost generate too much force for my bone density to handle. I don't know how true that is. I don't know if they were just kind of stroking my ego.
Well, it makes sense. That's why your hands break. When people's hands break, that's why they break, because you're literally generating too much force for your bone structure.
Yeah,
dude, when you fought Razak Al Hassan, you are on. There's a thing that happens with fighters where you see them, you see anxiety, you see first fight, you see nerves, you see jitters, you see skills, but it's hard to like see the full range of them. And then they start getting comfortable. And when they start getting comfortable, like the Mearshart fight, you just stomped him. Yeah. But the Razak Al Hassan fight, like, dude, you were on another level. Like, that's like, when people talk about a guy in the gym, like, dude, you got to see this motherfucker in the gym. And then seeing that manifest itself inside the octagon, to me, that's one of my favorite things to see. I love watching guys show their potential, you know, and in that fight, Razak Al Hassan is a beast.
Yeah, he's a dog.
He's a dangerous dude. And you just put on a fucking show in that fight. You looked like you were on a completely different level. Like you had gone up several rungs from where you were before.
You know what's crazy about it, though? The whole process of what's gotten me to that point has been nothing shy of just, man, if I'm mentally happy, I'm going to destroy everybody. But I often struggle mentally, you know, like bro, I didn't turn it on. My coaches were all scared in the back, just because they know me so well. I'm an emotional dude. I wear my heart on my sleeve. Like I say how I feel. You don't really have to read the room. You can read my face. You know what I mean? You understand where I'm at. And I'm not shy to say where I'm at. So that whole week was off. Sean was in the corner. He got sick. I had some issues with a best friend, and I've known for 12, 13 years. He didn't get to come out, and just everything was like off. I had MRSA on my bicep, on my forearm 2 weeks before.
Oh shit!
I had antibiotics. Before that, I split my toes open where they separated, so the bone. So I could barely, I got all swollen, bro. I've never had an easy camp, and I was having nightmares for the first time of getting knocked the fuck out like all week during my weight cut, during training. I had these crazy nerves. I would get cold sweats. Like I thought something was wrong, and I never had that before, you know. And I was contemplating, like, man, I'm not gonna rush my career. Maybe this isn't the right move. But
was it the step up in competition?
No. So this is crazy. It's gonna come off. Well, it's not crazy, but it comes off as really arrogant. Like Abdul was not a step up in competition for me. He was a step up as far as, you know, power, you know, and people that I fought. As far as, you know, people that have the ability to knock you out. You know?
Consequences.
So, yeah. It was consequences for small error. And but I knew skill for skill, dude's not on my level. I knew Gerald Mearshart, however you say it. Whenever I mean, that dude, to me, without being disrespectful, is, I don't know how he's been in the UFC. The guy I first fought, you know, he's not in the UFC anymore, but he had 8 knockouts. I've been doing this for 23 years. I started at 4.5 years old. I don't want people to think that I'm cocky or arrogant, but I am cocky. I'm confident, you know.
Don't you think you kind of have to be?
Yeah, you do have to be.
Fucking cage fighter.
It's your protection barrier too, from people to just openly try to cut you down, because everybody like hitting that punching machine. Everybody immediately discredits, says that Dana White just wants to get after Francis Ngannou. That's why I didn't release the video. I told you at the Austin fight. Right. I was pissed off it didn't get posted. You know what I mean? Like,
well, it's posted now.
Yeah, so it's posted now, and, you know, it's on a big platform. But yeah, man, I mean, Abdul was just somebody you had to be careful with, but I didn't think he boxed better than me. And I think DC even says that as I'm walking into the cage. And his best shot was to knock me out. And if he couldn't knock me out, he wasn't winning that fight. So.
Well, it's also very evident. Like, you're one of those guys that's at the top of the 185-pound division in terms of like physical stature. You don't get much bigger at 185. It's like you and guys like Pajeda, which Pajeda doesn't even make sense. Yeah. Like, I was always like, how? How the fuck are you 185?
Man, even when I look at I mean, when I look at him, like, it's so weird. We've seen each other so many times. There's no head nod. There's no respect. There's no, like, even him, like, man, I think a lot of guys are overrated in this fucking sport.
You think that guy's overrated?
I mean, look, I think getting hit by him isn't overrated, right? But he's very stiff, and he's got that off switch.
Well, he definitely does at 85. Yeah,
at 85. I don't know about 205.
I think that is a big part of the weight cut. I think his weight cut is borderline dangerous. Like, I think that a weight cut to 85 could kill you. Yeah. I think he's just so tough that he doesn't. But I think there's a point of diminishing returns, and certainly with your chin. And when Izzy cracked him, obviously Izzy hit him perfect. It was pinpoint, and then rocked him with the second shot. But the way he went out, I was like,
it's gone.
Yeah,
it's almost like you know, I'm not gonna say any names, but, you know, there's a guy that just recently lost who I like, and it's like, man, like when you've had that off button shut off to the point where you're frozen, it's not like you got TKO'd, it's off.
Yes. There's a thing that happens to guys when they've taken too many shots. Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah, I've never been laid out. Last time I was ever dropped, I was 18 years old. I got dropped by a guy that used to be in the UFC for a brief moment. It was Tim Williams. He fought your boy Eric Anders, who I like. He's cool, but yeah, no, I've never had the lights like shut off or anything. So thankful for that. But I pride myself on my defense too. You know what I mean?
It's critical. I mean, a strong defensive base is so important.